It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show, Episode 7 for Friday, October 13th, 2006. With me today, Keith.
How's it going?
Bob.
Hello.
Chad.
Hate.
Hate?
Hate.
Hate. Hate.
And hate. Yes, bring the hate.
Here we go. I don't want to be too loud, though. My roommate's watching Battlestar Galactica.
What?
So?
You be as loud as you need to be, because I do not want to edit around you being quiet because he's watching Battlestar Galactica.
I know, it's $75 a month rent.
$75 a month rent.
Yeah.
You have to be me.
That's why I need to be accommodating.
75. What are you living in? Like the park? Seriously, dude, what the But I don't even know the multiplier to get what I pay a month for rent. I don't think they make numbers that big. 220, 200? No, 20, 30. I don't know. It's a lot.
Next topic.
In GamerCast Network community news, Godfrey and the Gamertag Radio guys went up to New York City for the Digital Life Expo. They got to see all the new Xbox Live Arcade games. They got to interview Microsoft, EA, Sega, the Frag Dolls. And you can hear all about it on episode 74 of Gamertag Radio. And you could check them out.
Show.
You could check them out at gamertagradio.com.
How come we never get invited to those kind of things?
Because people hate
We're
us.
not MTV ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have an army of gnomes. Godfrey secretly has an army.
He does have an army of gnomes. I've seen them. They're quite impressive in their scope and depth.
Next topic.
And we have the winner in our World of Warcraft mega giveaway.
Mega!
Rocking Dorval writes,
Hi, Video Game Show. My question is, have you ever played a game with an overwhelming amount of awesome? For example, Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 was, in fact, created by Capcom by extracting pure liquid awesome from the center of the earth and compressing it into a DVD. When the user places the disc into his GameCube PlayStation, he is then splattered with what he knows to be pure liquid awesome. Now, this cannot always be a good thing, and then there are awesome all over the coffee table, and then you can call the insurance guys, and they're like, we don't cover awesome damage, sorry. And you're like, frick, the table was transfigured into a pet raptor, and now I have nowhere to put my drink. Then you go upstairs and open the fridge, only to see that it's now filled with gourmet meals. And you're like, frick, all I want is some pizza. So then you order a pizza. And when you try to eat, it, but before you get a chance, your raptor devours the whole pizza with one gulp, devouring your left arm. And you're like, frick, how am I supposed to play Resident Evil now? So yeah, have you ever played a game with that much awesome? P.S. Don't awesome and drive.
That was fantastic. I laughed my ass off doing that.
Very, very good email. You posed your question in a very humorous format. Kudos to you, ham sandwich.
Well, Keith, go ahead. Tell them about the Diablo 2 experience.
I would have to say that the pure liquid awesome experience for me was Diablo 2. The game came out. We all bought it. My computer wasn't good enough, so then we had to go buy a new CPU to make it work better. Bob and Chris fried it out.
Chris fried it out. Thank you very much.
We went back.
I was too afraid to touch it.
The guy knew that we burned it out, but gave us a new one anyway. We got it fixed, and then for the course of the whole weekend, we just sat there playing Diablo.
Oh my God! I think that's the last marathon I ever did like that. 3 days straight,
maybe 4 hours.
LAN cables strewn across my basement,
and it's
just enough Chinese
and
food.
Then went to yours.
Yeah, we moved. Oh God, yeah, that was pretty ridiculous.
That was just an awesome experience playing through that game the first time, except for Ivan, because we ruined it for him.
Yes, we did ruin that game for Ivan, and we apologize to this day.
Chad and Tom?
Unfortunately, my graphics card isn't powerful enough to run awesome.
That's it. Come on, guys.
You don't have a
retarded game story? When's
the
last time you took awesome right to the face?
I have.
And what is the first one that comes to your head? Tell that one, because for some reason that's obviously the most memorable.
Oh, geez, probably the pathetic day where I was going for my 300th Battle.net win on StarCraft, and I woke up in the morning. I sat down in the chair, and I said, I'm not leaving this chair until I get my 300th win, and it took me probably 16 hours to do, but I did it. I skipped all my classes that day. I probably had important things to do, but of course, you can
No,
get 300
no,
win.
you had to do the
Yeah.
only thing you had to do that day, which is get your 300th win.
Yep.
Good for you, Tom.
That's
Thank you.
Great. And Chad?
Oh God, well, mine's gonna sound kind of dorky, I think, because
Did you just hear what we all fucking said?
no, I mean, mine's a long time ago when I first started playing like Wing Commander for the
Oh, I had
PC.
that game. Hell yeah, baby.
Sweet.
But the thing was, Wing Commander required like expanded memory and not extended memory. And to make my computer switch, I had to constantly keep popping open my case and throw a switch on the inside to turn my expanded into extended. So every time I wanted to play the game, I'd have to open the case up, flip a switch, go redo some config files, and then keep rebooting. It was awesome, though. It was an awesome game.
That was the start of all your eliteness. You had to tweak your own box.
Yes. Just to play one game. Yep, but that was awesome. That was my awesome.
Very nice. Well, Rocking Dorville will be contacting you shortly and sending you your premium World of Warcraft Atlas, which is very pretty.
Atlas provided courtesy of Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard, for all your gaming needs.
So this week, for our next World of Warcraft giveaway, we have a lovely World of Warcraft baseball cap and an even lovelier World of Warcraft t-shirt. We'll be posting onto our website an audio file with miscellaneous video game entrance music or background music that any elite gamer should be able to identify. Mail us with the correct response to the music in question, and we will pick from those winners the recipient of our baseball cap and t-shirt giveaway. So send them in, send us email, post on the forums, come visit our site, and go listen to Gamertag Radio.
That was very good, Bob. Just off
you.
the cuff.
I had an improv class today.
All that training from being Zombie 42.
That's right, dude. Zombie 42, baby. Rocking it.
Next topic.
And once again, we have the Sony quote of the week. The Wii and the Xbox 360 are too expensive. In the interview with Australia's The Age, Michael Ephraim is showing Sony cannot hire execs that communicate elegantly. This interview was conducted because the upcoming Christmas sale season in Australia is one lacking the PS3, which is expected to go on sale in Australia in March of 2007. Here were his thoughts on the Nintendo Wii's price. He said, I think that the price point is still not family entertainment because $500 Australia, or $372 American, is a lot to fork out, but we welcome the Nintendo heritage of gaming, where they can appeal to a broader audience because of long-term that is critical for the industry. So that's
Wait,
apparently-
this has to be in some kind of other context, because how can... He has a $600 product, and he's saying a $300 product is too expensive. correct?
They're lacking the PS3 this season, so they're hyping the PlayStation 2.
They're comparing this against the PlayStation.
Yes.
Oh, they're comparing this against the PlayStation 2. I see.
I love this because I want to hear his proponent point against this when they finally do release the PlayStation 3. His thoughts on the Xbox 360's price, it's still pricey. Microsoft's price point at Australia is $600, US $450. Is a big investment for family entertainment. So it's too expensive now, but next year,
When the PlayStation 3 comes out.
$550. Well, then it's even more money, but it's still okay. I mean, apparently that's a good investment. Then is what they're saying.
Yeah, this is crazy. Somehow, I almost don't believe that Sony executives are saying this. They can't. There's no possible way that
oh my
over the
God,
last
this
6 months they've been consistently saying the most ridiculous things. It's impossible. It's not happening.
It's impossible over the last 6 months. They've all become functionally retarded.
Some Microsoft or Nintendo plant has been feeding this stuff into the media, and for some reason it's
Dude,
just
not
getting
that.
printed.
This is Phantom Console. This is all the work of the Phantom.
Yeah, the Phantom guys. They have an amazing PR firm.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, this can't be right.
They're trying to be Sony's arch enemy to give themselves more credibility in the console market. But we're the arch enemy of Sony!
The next quote here actually is pretty good, because he's basically saying go buy a PS2 even though the PS3 is coming out in March.
Actual quote that Chad's referring to, with the PlayStation 3 being completely backwards compatible, we think it's not only critical commercially at the moment to sell PS2s, strategically it would be very important because every house that we sell a PS2 to potentially will be a PS3 purchaser in the future. Really. We think we have the right strategy on that point where we're supporting the current format. Oh,
But you just said that that a system that is cheap,
Wow.
as your system is going to be, is too expensive for each family. Now you want them to spend more than that, plus still buy a PlayStation 2. You greedy little bastards. I hope they cook your fingers in French fry burners.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this makes my head hurt.
I mean, to be fair, I think he's right. The Wii is way too expensive even for me. I mean, that's a significant portion of my net worth. But
Well, $75 a month rent, dude. Oh my god.
but the PlayStation 3 is just mind-blowing. I can't even phantom that kind of cash.
Next topic.
People really like PlayStation 3. There's a research group, Interpret, conducted a study which shows definite
dude.
interest.
Yeah,
in the
interpret.
PlayStation 3.
It's just interpret.
Interpret.
Work done funding. Work for me.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to defend this one.
No, because you pronounced every syllable correctly, just wrong.
They're Interpret. The research group Interpret.
Go on, just read.
Okay. The research group Interpret conducted a study which shows definite interest in the PlayStation 3 and falling interest in Xbox 360. According to their survey, the number of U.S. consumers ready to pay full price for the PlayStation 3 console this fall was 8.9 million, while 5.7 million are ready to pay full price for a Nintendo Wii, and only 800,000 will pay full price for Xbox 360. Now, here are the details on how the survey was conducted. The numbers derived from a sample of 2,000 interviews, Interpret, conducted online, weighted to the 2004 census data.
Stop. It's meaningless. Anything online is meaningless and worthless. No one cares.
No, they go on. They actually defend it.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. They actually defend their online.
Derived from a sample of 2,000 interviews, Interpret conducted online, weighted to a 2004 census data of 13 to 54-year-olds in the U.S. researchers. Ran a parallel random. What the does this even mean?
Yeah, that's why I included it.
All right, they did stuff online. It's Interpret. You know they're good.
No, because you know what? These companies like Interpret, they run studies. Companies come to them, they give them cash, and they tell them the outcome they want. So you go to say, Interpret, I want you to produce a study that says the PS3 is wanted by consumers. And they go out and they cook the books or cook the stats, and they come out with this really contrived...
Hey, easy, Mulder, take it easy.
I just don't trust it. That's all.
No, of course you don't. You never do.
All right, so less people are interested in paying full price for the Xbox 360. Sony and Nintendo are coming out, so people are honestly expecting a price drop.
And those who probably did pay the full price paid the full price last year when it came out.
Now, I'm sure there is a lot of hype for the PlayStation 3 when it finally does come out. And Nintendo is going to have a big draw. I mean, these things are all going to pull away from Xbox 360 people.
Although 8.9 million's a lot, especially considering there's only 400,000 at launch. I mean,
I was going to say,
are they trying
just in the U.S. too, so...
Are they trying to drive some prices up here on eBay or something? I mean,
I'm really surprised about the 5.7 million for the willing to pay full price for the console formerly known as Revolution.
Yeah, but it was already... I can't remember who said this today, if it was GameStop or whoever. They said their pre-orders for the Wiis are outpacing their pre-orders for the PS3s. So, there you go.
You only get 2 Wiis to each PS3.
Interpret's phony. This is such a contrived, fake story.
Next topic.
Tom, I want you to read this next one and tell us the Counter-Strike Night results.
I was temporarily knocked off the top of the stats page by a player named Ink from AMD Clan. If you're on our forums, send me an email, tom@gamercastnetwork.com. I don't know what I'll hook him up with. I'll think of something.
What did he do to you, Tom?
Well, he knocked me down to number 2 on the stats page.
What's that called?
What did he do? What did he do? What happened to the water of noobs? Could you say
it was
it out
a
loud,
statistical fluke that I
No, you have to say it out loud. What happened? What happened to you, Tom? What happened? Say it. Say it.
Say it.
Say it. I don't care. You say it, or
Tom,
something. God, I'll get on a plane and I will choke your ass till
he
you
had
say it.
a good ratio that night on the server.
What happened? What happened to MC Fragslot? What happened to MC Fragslot on Counter-Strike Night?
I also had a good ratio that night. Not as good as his, but it was decent. we happened to be on the same team for most of the night, so we didn't have much chance to go
wait,
one-on-one.
Tom, most of your stats were from bot matches beforehand. He did his all in one night against living people.
That we had to test.
So now more of the truth comes out.
Oh, Tom!
We put up the server and we
definitely have to say it
so
now.
we threw some bots out there just to
say
see
it.
how the server played.
Say it.
I pwned those bots.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
God. Tom,
What did Ink do to you?
the more you
Mr.
procrastinate,
Cragglot?
the more respect I'm losing for you. You just need to admit it.
Ink was pwning people that night. True.
And before you pwned,
Played very well, and I commend him.
Yes,
I
he was.
tip my hat to you.
Yes, he was pwning lots of people, and sometimes you're on the same side. But when you were on opposite sides, what did he do to you?
It was a very grueling match. It was back and forth.
Jesus Christ, Tom, I didn't think you'd have this hard of a problem with it. I thought you'd just, say it, we'd laugh a little bit, and then... Wow, you really can't say it, can you?
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
Tom.
the greatest player in the GCN community. I'm on the stats page. I don't care what anyone says. He was hacking. It was so odd.
oh God, Tom!
I didn't realize you'd be...
It was through a wall. I was on the other side of the wall. Boom. No way.
Oh, my God.
I'm banned. I'm gonna find out his Steam ID, and he's getting banned. That's
Oh, my God. Dude,
Oh.
this is pathetic. I cannot believe how hard this is for you.
You just replaced your most giggiest moments.
You know, as I remember, Tom, even when you were on opposite sides, there was no grueling matches, even which took you down real quick. I mean, it was like, shooting like a dead puppy. It's just, it was kind of pathetic how fast he did.
We have the best analogies at this podcast.
Like shooting a dead puppy. Are you crying now? Because I think I hear you sobbing.
I'm specking him, and I'm gonna put it on the forums to expose him for what he really is.
What he is? Good, you mean? I mean,
You know, Tom, there's a lot of courage in admitting failure.
Yeah, I'll admit failure. I was there. I was owned by Ink several times.
I was owned by that truck driver at that gas station that one lonely night.
Yeah, see? We all can admit being owned.
Well, I think the moral of the story is I'm back at the top of the stats page. I think well, really.
But didn't you tell me that after Ink left, you stuck around for a few hours and played against some bots?
I played with RSK
again-
before it was on the server later that night.
What else? Him and you and what else? Not who else, what else?
So
Tom,
we both had two bots on our team, so it was an even fair fight.
I thought this was going to take 2 seconds. I didn't think you were going to be a big about it. Have I torn you down enough? Have I left you a weeping, sobbing remains of the man you once were?
Tom's really wishing Phil was around right now.
Why am I the whipping boy?
He could use the weed.
All right, well,
You
EA
said he's a
Xbox
whipping.
Marketplace content follow-up.
Next topic.
EA Xbox Marketplace content follow-up. As a follow-up to last week's story on EA Xbox Live Marketplace content for Madden 07, Chip Lang, EA's Vice President of Online Commerce, was interviewed in the latest Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine. Here are a couple of the questions by EGM and Mr. Lang's responses. Question number 1. Okay, so what do you say to the loyal Madden player who's been buying the game for 17 years and is used to getting the extra content for free? Remember, he's already paying for an additional $10 for the 360 version. Lang's response: first thing I'm going to say to them is thanks.
Oh.
While I drive my Mercedes-Benz.
Next thing I'm probably going to say is, we've heard you. What all of our customers have been asking for is a variety of premium content with our sports games and their premium products, and they've got a price associated with them, and I think that's becoming the standard on the 360.
So rape your clients. Next question.
Yeah, thanks. While he lights his cigar with a $100 bill.
Yeah, say yeah.
Then he asks
Premium
your
content.
player,
Premium content, you're going to pay premium price for premium content. Just another way to do business, see? In the background, you hear shut that llama up, see? Amelia was going nuts right now. Just shut him up. Make him sleep with the fishes or something.
This one's pretty good. EGM's question. Charging for new modes makes a lot of sense, but a new uniform, for instance, doesn't really alter the gameplay. Lange's response: Well, that's a matter of opinion. I play a bunch of these games, and Need for Speed would be a great example. That game is built on customizing the look of your cars, and part of that customization is customizing the way that your transmission and your tires work. But a lot of these games is customizing to your particular preference.
It's true. I read about this in physics class. It's all the Doppler effect. Red goes faster.
That's the orc effect.
Or blue goes faster. What's coming at you? Red's faster. What's going away from you? It's all physics. I don't understand it. But it's true.
He just completely went to left field.
Yeah.
The color doesn't alter the gameplay. Well, that's a matter of opinion.
No, but he's talking about customizing the look of your cars here, and then he starts talking about customizing your transmission, which would alter your...
Yes, the gameplay of the car.
This is all part of a bigger act. It was all this bit of misdirection, and then after the question, he pulled the girl that he just sawed in half apart. He was like, "Ta-da!"
And finally here, EGM's question, when next year's game comes out, will people have to buy things like jerseys and stadiums all over again? Lange's response, a lot of the details aren't fully firmed up yet. The reality is...
Yeah, see? Yes.
That's a new thing for a lot of people, and we're leading the charge on new content for sports. So what it means for Madden NFL 08, we've certainly talked about it and thought about it, but we're not sure at this point.
See, it's going to be what we say it is, see? And you're going to like it. You're going to take it, you're going to like it, see?
You know what, kid? You got a little bit of a mouth on you, see? Got a pair of concrete shoes. Yeah, how'd you like that, see? Get this mouthy so-and-so out here. Yeah.
Wait, otherwise known as my summer cottage.
EA, you...
You know what, though? You know what? You people out there who
EA.
actually pay for this crap, though, you're just as much to blame. Stop paying for this online content, and they'll stop doing it.
Actually, I'm all for
But
it.
I gotta have my alternate jersey.
I have a new appreciation for now Sony. And
My
EA
horse
games.
armor. Go
You have
ahead,
a new
Tom.
appreciation for what they're ponage, Tom?
I was going to say I have a new appreciation for Sony and EA reps, but I
No, that was funny.
it just gives us so much
wow.
content. It makes our jobs easier.
God. It does make our jobs easier.
But that wasn't Sony, that was EA.
It's all the same.
They're all in bed together. You know how it all is. It's a very incestuous industry. Video game companies hiring podcasters and all this.
Is nothing sacred anymore.
Ham is.
Ham
will
is still
always be
sacred.
We have to end this with bow to ham.
Next topic.
We should probably also mention that Tuesday, Xbox Live will be down all day for general maintenance. So just a heads up that Tuesday, Xbox Live will be down all day.
And the weird thing about that is people are actually trying to, conspiracy theory all about that. It's not just maintenance, it's something funky.
Well, you know what? Microsoft needs the time to count its money.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They sometimes just got to take a day off, count it,
They need all
roll
the
around in it.
computing power that's
Swim in it
sitting
like
around
Tom.
in the Xbox to contribute to the accounting department's supercomputer.
Well, the thing is, they're also because right now on Xbox 360 you can download the beta for Phantasy Star Universe, a new MMO coming out, and they're in a beta phase. From the 11th to the 18th, this down day is going to cut into their beta time.
Oh, Jesus! Grow up!
Yeah, that's for conspiracy people.
That's alright, I don't trust it either.
Of course not, Tom. Why would you?
All you people buying cameras, and now you have the cameras looking at you all the time. I'm telling you.
Oh, come on, you know what they use those cameras for.
Taking pictures of wieners.
Oh,
I was going to say, should we tell them about the camera experience?
So last week after we recorded the show, and Chad was compressing everything to MP3, I was playing a little bit of Texas Hold'em on Xbox Live.
Not the arcade version, but the World Series of Poker version, yeah.
So you could see people on camera, and one guy just blew my mind because he was just wearing a ghost sheet with 2 holes in it.
that guy's good, sweet. What was his name?
And then there was the guy wearing a mask.
Yeah, he was wearing just a clown mask.
It was the weirdest group. Everyone was all dressed up. I felt out of place.
And one guy had it pointed at a wall or something. We couldn't tell what the hell it was. And then there were 2 guys just sitting there drinking beers.
One guy pointed to his Miller High Life. It's yes, you are living Miller High Life, sir.
Champagne of beers.
Next topic.
Sun holds news conference in Second Life. Second Life has become host to its first news conference by a Fortune 500 company. On Tuesday, Sun Microsystems held a conference to show off its new pavilion. This pavilion will be an area in the online world where developers can try out code, share ideas, and receive training. Why the need for a Sun Pavilion in Second Life? Sun's chief researcher John Gage says, "Our problem is that every year our largest developer conference, Java 1, attracts about 22,000 people, and we get to meet them face-to-face for a week. His hope is that by using the online world of Second Life, Sun will be able to reach millions of Java developers." The conference was led by Gage, founder and CEO of Second Life Philip Rosdale, and Sun's chief gaming officer Chris Melisinos. In attendance were 50 journalists, although it was difficult to tell what publications they were representing since they had to choose their names from a list including Jeffronius Batra, Mammoth Wycliffe, and Bitmason Pimpernel. The news conference did not go according to plan. The system was taxed so hard that Rosendale's avatar briefly lost his clothing.
No, that was Bitmason Pimpernel. Secret operative of Interpret.
If they wanted to reach their millions of developers, they could just hold the conference in Bangalore, India.
I don't get Second Life. But then again, I guess
We'll have to try it out. Let's try it out, because I think it's free to actually create an avatar and run around the game. But you have to buy... They have these Second Life dollars that you have to buy if you want to purchase things in-game. But just to walk around the environment, it's free.
But you
all
don't
this crazy stuff
kill anything. I would love to show up at the conference with, like, a battle axe. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, everything works.
You kill something. Trust me. You kill something.
Yeah, your soul.
Or your social life.
Both.
Any relationship you're
in tandem. All things that made you human. Dissolved by Second Life.
Your sexual appeal.
Oh, you didn't have any of that to begin with if you're on Second Life.
Boy can dream. Boy can dream.
Next topic.
American culture and its impact on game settings. A couple of weeks ago, the UK website GameIndustry.biz posted an article on American culture and its impact on game settings. In summary, the article discusses how American film and television have promoted our culture so much all over the world that most games requiring a real-world setting will be set in the United States. Publishers believe they can more easily sell a game to someone in Zimbabwe if the game is set in the US rather than France or their own country. Gamers have a problem accepting titles set in foreign lands that are not their own or the US. There's a very good quote in the article. Quote, "It remains an oddity that so many places in the real world now are considered more alien to gamers than Azeroth or Morrowind." We got a couple good responses last time when we mentioned that when Sony came out and said that gamers in Europe didn't mind waiting longer for consoles, and here your guys are getting slighted again. What's wrong with you? Just stand up for your own country, demand settings. We're not. You guys are under the mistaken we are arrogant. You need to shove it down our throat.
Yeah.
Your country is important too. Don't let us get away with this.
But it's true. I mean, if someone told you, okay, you're going to be a superhero and you're going to be in, gritty downtown Manhattan, or you're going to be a superhero and you're in Zimbabwe, which one are you going to choose?
Manhattan.
We just assume that Manhattan's better. Manhattan is pretty sweet, but you don't know that. I've never been to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe might be awesome. I don't know. I might want to be... I have no idea of a city in Zimbabwe, by the way, because I'm an arrogant American.
Isn't that next to Canada?
I think so. Right south of Thailand. But no, guys, come on, let us know. I mean, would you be in a game set in a different country, potentially with different social customs?
Dude, we play games that are set in different countries all the time. There's the one game where we storm the beach in France, and then there's that other game where we storm the beach in France.
There's that one where we stormed the beach in Vietnam, and then there's that one... Wait, Then you get to go to Azeroth and hear every single creature talking an English or a American accent, really giving credibility to its old world style and medieval theme. Ridiculous, dude.
But if you want to steal a car and drive around, it's going to be a lot cooler driving around LA than it's going to be driving around.
Dude, I don't know that, because you might be able to run into a
Vienna.
rhinoceros or some shit. That'd be sweet. Steal his Land Rover Discovery and go Bahaing over the...
Steal a car in Bombay or New Delhi and...
Oh, dude, that'd be
dodge
sweet.
the cows and...
Get revenge! Crazy taxi Pakistan. How much fun would that be?
Yes, I've been waiting for that India versus Pakistan RTS game for quite some time now.
Next topic.
And now for our weekly mailbag.
Mailbag!
Here's a counterpoint on our. We talked about the European delays and how, the Europeans really don't care. Well, we have a counterpoint on that by Australian listener Nigel Piercy. Okay, I'm not a Euro gamer, but even more forgotten than them, I'm an Australian gamer. I feel for you, buddy. As for the delay, I don't care. I can't afford one at launch, but I know 4 or 5 guys who put money down, 50 Aussie dollars, so $5 US, in a pre-order before the delay. Since the delay happened, they have pulled their pre-orders and put them down on consoles formerly known as Revolutions, instead of the PS3. They say that the console formerly known as Revolution will hold them over until the PS3 is common and a bit cheaper.
That's not a way.
Hey, I
This
found it.
is a way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, we know that Paul Hogan is representative of all the males. Send all
Now you see, we get this.
Bill at GamerCastNetwork.com. I will have a Foster's in your name.
Dude, are you drunk? The stress of being owned was too much for him. We've lost him to alcoholism. Except he can't get drunk because all he has is Miller High Life.
I know, I do have Miller High. That's the sad part. Everything else is too expensive, and I got the High Life because I got the $1 off for having the grocery store card.
Oh.
You poor bastard.
So when are you graduating?
Phil's getting a handwritten letter to be here next Friday.
The PS3 might actually beat me to graduation. Temple Dog writes, if the sun is 93 million miles from the Earth and it takes 56.523 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, then what is the square root of fudge?
Well, it's obvious. 4 stone. Thank you for the email, Neil. We're always glad to hear from you.
I can't find it.
It's right under the picture of Jesus with the pimp cane. And thank you, the Nisby, for the picture of Jesus with the pimp cane, Jesus with the AK-47, and...
Gay pirate!
See, he
WI.
sends us Jesus with the pimp cane and Jesus with the AK-47, but then he sends us the gay pirate, Captain Phallus.
Who looks like
connection?
who looks like Chris the day he wore the sweatpants.
Oh, good God. Not the sweatpants picture. We were not going to speak of the sweatpants picture.
Christoph Walton writes, in World of Warcraft, what is your opinion of the overabundance of night elves and undead rogues?
I'd capture them and stick my finger up their Orchia and see if they're male or female.
You have been listening to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show, episode number 7 for October 13th, Friday the 13th, 2006.
But I did want to say thanks to the guys over at Podtacular for having me. It was a really good time. Hope to do it again.
So yeah, thanks guys. I'm sorry more of us couldn't be at the show. Everybody listening, be sure to check out www.podtacular.com. Be sure to check out the site, GamerCastNetwork.com. Visit our forums. Visit the site for the video game show, GamerCastNetwork.com/video game show.
If you'd like to leave a voicemail message for the video game show, please leave it at Keith.
Phone number we got is 206-984-GAME.
Thanks for listening, guys. Please join us again next week. And be sure to check out Gamertag Radio. You're supposed to say bye to somebody.
Later!
Tom, you have to say something like, check out Podtacular,
I'd like to
www,
thank
whatever.
Lee over at Mama Lee's Oriental Massage Parlor. It was very nice what you did for me there.
Oh, we've lost him entirely, haven't we?